And so the great white hope pardoned you, Donald
That
Trump.
him, the racist.
I know.
Pardon an old, poor little black woman like me so I can reclaim my life and start over again. Not only did he give me a full and unconditional pardon, but he also made it illegal for them to chain women to the bed during childbirth. And then he passed the First Step Act. And then I walked in a list of 100 names of people that needed to be freed, and he freed several of those people before he left office. And these people are trying to convince me that I'm supposed to vote for the black woman who locked everybody up instead of the white man who freed everybody.
What a mess.
A mess.
When they call Donald Trump a racist, what do you think about that?
I feel like that's the kind of racism we need. And so for this man who they claim is such a racist, who not only gave me a fresh start, gave Kwame Kilpatrick a fresh start, gave Alice Marie Johnson a fresh start, you know, pardoned Kodak Black, Lil Wayne.
Amazing.
So we just saw a video of Angela Stanton King being a guest at Jesse Lee Peterson's podcast, and they were talking about Donald Trump that freed, that pardoned so many people, including black people. And this woman, Angela, she was pardoned by Donald Trump, but also other black people, famous people like Lil Wayne or Kodak Black and other people that were even Democrats, but they were freed, they were pardoned by Donald Trump. But he's still being labeled and being seen as a racist. So we're talking about Angela Stanton King. Let's read something about her. This is the Wikipedia, and it says Angela Stanton King, born February 19, 1977, is an American author, television personality, and conservative speaker based in Atlanta, Georgia. She spent 2 years in prison for conspiracy and was later pardoned by President Donald Trump a decade after serving her sentence. She subsequently became a media personality and was a main cast member on the third season of the BET docu-series From the Bottom Up. She was the Republican candidate for Georgia's 5th congressional district in the 2020 election, losing to Democrat Nikema Williams. Stanton King has shown support for QAnon, which espouses, here we go again, a number of far-right conspiracy theories here. Yeah, right. That's all bogus, but okay. Let's read some more about the political career of Angela Stanton King, and let's hope that Wikipedia is more reliable in this way, but know that certain sources are biased because they have a certain worldview. The people that write certain things, they have their own worldview, and they write certain things from their own worldview. Don't forget that, but let's read. On March 6, 2020, Stanton King officially launched a campaign to challenge incumbent Representative John Lewis for Georgia's 5th congressional district in the 2020 United States House of Representatives elections. She won the Republican primary in an uncontested race, with polls indicating Lewis was a heavy favorite in the general election. Lewis died from pancreatic cancer on July 17, 2020. Oh, that's sad. And was replaced on the ballot by Nikema Williams, state senator and chair of the Georgia Democratic Party. On November the 3rd, 2020, Stanton King was defeated by Williams in a landslide victory for the Democrats, receiving 14.9% of the vote compared to 85.1% received by Williams. Well, that is definitely a landslide. Stanton King joined a coalition of black supporters of Donald Trump in 2020. She attended an event at the White House in February 2020 alongside Trump to celebrate Black History Month. Speaking about Black History Month, Donald Trump just recognized February 2025 as National Black History Month. And by that, Donald Trump is doing something beautiful, because when you recognize Black History Month, and especially this year, then you also tell us something about the contribution of black people in the history of the United States of America. And that makes sense. So many black people did great things in the history of the United States, and that needs to be honored, that needs to be told, that needs to be spread. Because America is not just a skin color, it is a mixture of at least white and black people. When people tell us that America is a white nation, in a way they are right, but you cannot ignore that so many black people were part of America from the beginning. They contributed to the United States of America in so many ways. They helped build America. They helped to stop slavery by talking into the conscience of white Americans, white Christians, that every human being is equally worth. God created every human being, and because every human being is created by God and God loves every human being, then we ought to love others. That is also a command of Jesus. We have to love our fellow man, even our enemies, even the people that want to kill us, even the people that want to destroy us. We have to love them. We have to have patience for them. We have to tell them the truth and bring them back to the truth. Although is quite the task, but we have to do that, or else we are like others. We are not following the path that Jesus set out for us, and then we are not Christians. Although it's very hard at some moments in your life, but you have to be a follower of Christ. You have to give it to God. The hatred that you have, the anger that you have, the desire to get revenge and get even with people, you have to give it to God so that He can heal your heart and replace your hardened heart with something that is soft, that is into loving other people, because you want to give another person another chance to come and know the Lord Jesus before it's too late, before they die, leave this earth, and then have to meet their Maker, their Creator, in the state that they're in. And then it's really hard for them to repent of their life choices, of their behaviors, and be saved by God. So if we truly love people and truly want to be the disciples of Christ, followers of Christ, then we have to give other people another chance and another chance and another chance to repent and come to Christ. You have to forgive them over and over. People need to have the opportunity, multiple opportunities, to come to Christ, come back home and be forgiven. So that is the reason that you don't take justice in your own hands and kill people, take revenge, get even with people, because that's not the Christian way. Back to Donald Trump, that recognized February 2025 as National Black History Month. That is a beautiful thing to be done. Chapeau to him. So let's go back to the Wikipedia article of Angela Stanton King, and we read, she supported the First Step Act, and she also addressed that in the video with Jesse Lee Peterson, which outlawed the handcuffing of women during childbirth. While in prison in 2004, she says she was shackled while giving birth and that her daughter was snatched from her arms 24 hours later. She supports the right to vote for anyone released after a felony conviction. Well, I'm not sure if I agree with that, but Stanton King tweeted in support of the 2021 Myanmar coup d'etat and indicated her support for a military coup in the United States against President Joe Biden. I don't know what they're referring to that, but don't trust anything that you read on Wikipedia. Stanton King has made several anti-LGBTQ statements on Twitter. That means nothing, but let's just go along, including comparing the LGBTQ rights movement to pedophilia. Well, you can make a case for that if you just use your reason. If someone is a pedophile, just label it that way, then where can you go to be in front or close to children? Well, nowadays the LGBTQ movement, they are free to do so many things. So if you want to go to children, if you want to reach them, if you want to be alone with them, if you want to spread your own perversion, then that movement is the perfect movement to be aligned to join, because that will open the doors to children. And we all know that pedophiles, they go to places where children are, where they have certain roles that they can be alone with children. So it's not far-fetched to say that that community is closely related to pedophiles. And it's not hateful to say that, it's just logic. Reading. She has said that she does not support that her child is transgender. Well, yeah, what's wrong with that? Since when is that wrong, and why is that wrong? If you don't believe certain narrative or certain view of your child, especially if you're the mother, then you have every right to believe something else. Especially if you see that the trans movement isn't something that is good for your vulnerable, undeveloped child that still needs to grow out of certain things, that cannot make decisions for herself, especially lifelong decisions, that she can harm or destroy her own body because she feels a certain way. And again, who wants that? Who wants a society that is run by children, that if they cannot have their way, then they will kill themselves? That's the story that they tell us. If you don't affirm the children that have gender dysphoria, then you are guilty of them committing suicide. What kind of logic is that? It's just plain blackmail, and we shouldn't have a society that is run by threatening society or blackmailing parents into submission. doesn't make sense. And by the way, who is supposed to be the parent? Who is supposed to take care of children? Who is supposed to raise them? And I think that's behind the whole story of the movement. Who is, in essence, the one that has authority over a child? If the child has the authority, then in other words, the people that brainwash the children, the people that come close to the children, the people that have access to the child, that person has the authority, because that person can brainwash, indoctrinate a child into believing a certain narrative of the world, a narrative of themselves, a certain view of their own sexuality or other things. You can just destroy children, you can tell them a certain story and they probably believe that because they are children. So if parents don't get the authority to decide for the children, then groups like the LGBTQ movement and the advocates of that movement, they become the authority. And you have to think about, do they have the right to have the authority of your child or not? Whose child is it anyway? Back to the article. Stanton King appeared on Dr. Phil to discuss her relationship with her child. Stanton King subsequently threatened to assault transgender advocate Ashley Marie Preston, who was also invited on to the program. Well, in a way, if someone harms your child, if someone is brainwashing your child, if someone is having a bad agenda for your child, then it makes sense for a parent that loves their child to protect the child. And of course, you shouldn't use violence or threaten people. But if you just look at common sense, if you just look logically, then it makes sense that parents get really angry when someone else is talking bad things about your child or is having a certain authority over your child or whatever. And I haven't seen the Dr. Phil show, but it makes sense that parents can get really angry when someone is harming their child, or is thinking or she is thinking that someone else is harming their child in whatever way. So it makes sense that a person gets really angry, but it doesn't mean that you can threaten someone else or even harm another person. But again, it's logical that you get really angry when someone is destroying your child. So Stanton King was subsequently banned from Twitter for those threats. Well, that's not good if you did that. Stanton King has repeatedly tweeted QAnon slogans and a number of baseless claims. Well, yeah, I don't believe all those things. In October 2020, she stormed out of an on-camera interview with The Guardian when asked about her support of the conspiracy theory. Who decides what is a conspiracy theory? At the 2021 Conservative Political Action Conference, she said she supported investigations into certain QAnon claims. Okay, not relevant. Stanton King campaigned for independent candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. in the 2024 United States presidential election. Stanton King stated that the Republican Party was insufficiently pro-black, that she admired the Kennedy family's historic support for civil rights. Stanton King was appointed the Black Voter Engagement Director for Kennedy's campaign. In April 2024, Stanton King posted homophobic remarks directed towards a black conservative supporter of Trump. You know, everything that you say nowadays can be labeled as homophobic, can be labeled as something that is really bad. I don't know what she said or did, but again, I don't trust the media. And you have to be aware that the media nowadays is being run by people that find anti or transphobic or homophobic things as the most evil thing to do. But then they give Islam a free pass because Islam is also in some way in a Marxist framework also a victim. So you don't talk about Islam and you only attack white Christianity, or especially Western Christianity, because the power of society is still in the hands, not for long I guess, but still in the hands of Western Christians. And if we submit, then the whole world is doomed. And the people behind this are the people that are pro-gay, pro-LGBTQ, and they find homophobic, whatever that means, or transphobic, whatever that means, remarks that is the biggest sin that you can have. So they will paint a narrative that that is the worst thing that you can do, and then you are a really evil, bad person. Well, again, who are they to determine that? And why are we so sensitive for those topics? To be labeled a transphobe or a homophobe by people that hate Christians. So the people that actually hate Christians, they accuse us of being hateful. Well, the meaning of phobia is actually having a extreme or irrational fear of something. But do people actually have that are being seen as homophobic or transphobe by the people that hate Christians, that hate white people, that hate the West, that hate capitalism, that do everything in their power to destroy all of those things. And we should be so cautious. Oh no, you are labeled as that. Oh no, you're in danger. I don't think that we should be so afraid of being labeled those things, because those things mean nothing, especially by the people that actually hate us. So again, impressive what the Democrats did. They destroyed certain labels, but whatever. And then the last sentence on May 22, Stanton King announced that she has stepped down from the campaign. Now, which makes sense because everyone started to join Donald Trump and support him because he is the best candidate, and luckily he won. So that's some information about Angela Stanton King, and she is so grateful for Donald Trump. At the last presidential election, we saw so much headlines that Donald Trump is another Hitler, he is a racist, he's a white supremacist, or all kinds of insults and labels and all kinds of bad things against Donald Trump, because the Democrats wanted America to believe the narrative that Donald Trump was a next fascist or Nazi leader, he is the next Hitler. Oh no, you don't trust him, you cannot vote for him or else the world will fall in ruins. Well, the world is in ruins, by the way, thanks to Joe Biden, or the people behind Joe Biden and other world leaders that are leftist, that ruined the world, that ruined the Middle East, that ruined Eastern Europe and so many other countries. But we all have to accept that, don't question the leftists. But you have to be afraid of Donald Trump. Oh, Donald Trump is the worst president ever. Oh no, he's a fascist, although we don't know what a fascist is, but he's a fascist. He's some kind of authoritarian something, but we don't know what, but he's a fascist. Oh, don't vote for him. And he's a racist, and he hates black people, and one time he did this, and another time he did that, but he did great things for black people. Oh, don't tell them. Don't tell the general population good things about Donald Trump, or else they will get a soft spot for Donald Trump. They will vote for him. They will support him. No, just keep repeating the same lies over and over. Just say he's a racist and he's the next Hitler and all those things. And then Donald Trump won, and suddenly the people want to work with him. But hold up. If he isn't the next Hitler, if he truly is an evil dictator, then you never want to work with him. Are you saying that you lied all along? Are you saying, Democrats, that you were deceiving the whole world? Everyone just to have them vote for Democrats? Surprise, surprise. So the same people that were lying over and over and over about Donald Trump, about COVID, about the war in Ukraine, about the war in Iraq, about other wars in the Middle East, we just ignore that, and we still think that these people are reliable, that we're lying over and over. Makes perfect sense. Oh, but Donald Trump is dangerous. He's the next Hitler. Oh no, don't support him. Don't vote for him. Don't work in his administration. Just let America die. Let America being destroyed from within or from the outside. Doesn't matter. Just destroy America, and then you're a good American if you destroy America. Insanity. But back to the video. Angela, she was pardoned by Donald Trump, and that happened back in 2020. And she's still grateful for that pardon. And she's telling people that they ought to support Donald Trump, that now he's president, so she did a good job in that sense. But people should stop believing the lies about Donald Trump, that he is some kind of a racist, because people that are lying about everything to you are suddenly telling the truth about Donald Trump. But she is so grateful for Donald Trump for what he did to her and for her. So being pardoned and have a clean sheet and start your life over is an amazing gift that a person can give you, especially a person like Donald Trump that is president, that pardoned in 2020 so many people, so many black people that were imprisoned or still struggle because of their past, and they could start over because of the clean sheet that they got, because Donald Trump pardoned them. And that is something beautiful, giving new opportunities, new possibilities, because a president that has been labeled as a racist, he helped black people and other people that were loyal to him, that were attacked by the media, were attacked by the Biden administration or other Democrats that just want to destroy Republicans. They want to find something against their political opponents. And if you want to find something, then you will find something. Just give me the person and you will invent a crime. And that is what the Democrats did, and they will keep doing that because they have no morals. If you don't believe in God, if you don't believe in an absolute moral, perfect being, God, that you have to give an account of your life and of your life choices and everything that you did, then if you don't believe that, then you can do whatever you like. You don't have to hold on to truth. You don't have to hold on to honesty, to fairness, because it's all social constructs. You just invented them because that is how society suddenly run. And based on that, you can do whatever you like. So if you don't believe in God, then everything is permissible, a famous person said. And in that way, not believing in God is freedom. It's not the right freedom, but it is in a way freedom. And leftist Democrats, they believe in that. They want to be free from God. They want to rule their own lives, invent their own stuff, future life decisions, or anything that they desire. So in effect, they will lie about whatever they can lie about. Because again, God doesn't exist, so you don't have to be held accountable. You can do and say whatever you like. So they will invent anything against Donald Trump and against Republicans and against Trump supporters, because they are their political enemies. And if it's impossible to blackmail them, then you will threaten them. If that doesn't work, then you will use the media, the right arm of the Democrat Party, and then you will destroy them in any way that you can. And you still claim to be the moral ones, and you use anything in your toolbox to achieve whatever result that you want. So you want to find the crime, then you will find something. You want to find something against that person that you can use against him, and used against other Republicans, and it's mainly their own worldview. So you know that the Republicans are mainly Christians, and then you hold the Christian worldview against them. So you will find something from the Christian worldview that is wrong or bad, and then you point it out, you invent it, or you make it possible, you allow people to sin or to fail or whatever, to be corruptible, and then you let the Republicans do the rest, and they will destroy the person from their own party because he was in one way blackmailed, or he was corruptible, or he fell in sin, or whatever. And the Republicans are so eager to destroy their own side, so they will, and you just have to give them a little push, what the Democrats have been doing for so long, and the Republicans will do the rest. So that's the political game that is happening in America, and we have to be aware of that. We cannot be blind for those political games. It's just the reality of politics. And the same things happen in our country, the Netherlands. They also invent certain things because that's the political game. There was something else in the video. Angela said that certain people said to her that she shouldn't support Donald Trump but support Kamala Harris. While Kamala Harris put black people, a lot of black people, in jail, and Donald Trump freed so many black people. Make it make sense. But that is the political scene right now. People that lie about everything, those people tell you that you shouldn't support Donald Trump. Well, I think it's logical that the people that have been lying about everything, if they say that you shouldn't support a certain person, then you should definitely support that person. And luckily Donald Trump won, and the fake news media, unfortunately they are fake news, because they cannot tell the truth, because they are indoctrinate themselves into a certain worldview, and they look at everything from their worldview, and they tell the story from their own framework, from their own worldview, and truth is being sacrificed in that process, and that is such a shame. So that being said, if we look at this video from Angela Stanton King, that is so grateful towards Donald Trump, that has to give you some pride, that Donald Trump is being a person that saved people, that pardoned people, because he believed in them, he believed in their innocence, or giving them just a second chance to do and to start over and to do life as they please, with good morals, with good Christian morals. So the person that is being labeled as a racist did so many good things for so many black people, but the media still lied and still deceived people by saying, oh no, he's still a racist and don't vote for him, don't support him. But I hope that you see more and more by looking at my videos that Donald Trump is no racist. It's just bollocks, it's just nonsense. And the people that lie to you about Donald Trump, you shouldn't believe them. If they can lie all out in the open about Donald Trump, then they will lie about anything. And if you don't learn from this, then you might be next. You could be the next person that is being destroyed by the Democrats because they lied, they invented all kinds of things, because they wanted to discredit you, they wanted to destroy you, because you are a political enemy. And in their worldview, everything is permissible. So don't be naive in that. Be strong, be powerful, be courageous, be uncorruptible, be honest, and be Christ-like. Although the world may see you as a demon or an enemy, because their God is the opposite of our God, because they believe that Satan is the real God, and the angels of God and every Christian is also their enemy. So again, don't be naive in that. Don't be blind for that. But then we have a unique, beautiful, but hard task ahead of us. We have to love people, and we have to have patience for them, and to bring them back to the truth, to God, to reality, to truth, to the gospel, to Jesus Christ, because that is the solution. Although sometimes you don't feel like that, but we have to do that. We have to give them a better option, a better person, a better worldview, and that is the Christian worldview with Christ at its center. With that being said, I want to thank you for watching this video, and like and share this video to all your friends and family that can learn so much from these topics, that is being blind for the truth, that believes the media, no matter what, doesn't understand that there is a worldview behind it, that people lie for their own benefits, for their own political and maybe even financial benefit, and knowing that can help you to discern what is right, what is wrong, who to trust and whom not to trust. That being said, I want to thank you for watching this video. My name is Aaron, this was Arentainment, and I see you in the next video.